on YouTube if anyone can find this link, but they can't because it's unlisted. You can't find us. Only people in the future can find us. So hello, people from the future. What you're looking at is a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games online, because that's possible now. Imagine back in the 90s. Is that possible? No. You're in the future now. 2019. Here we go. If you want to find out more from Gauntlet, they're at gauntlet-rpg.com. There'll be a link down below in the YouTube description. They do lots of stuff like some very informative blogs, very cool forums. They have a podcast network of many different podcasts all about tabletop role playing, and they have a monthly zine where they have like supplements to existing games and original games in itself. You can check that out all in the link down below. And then there is the Hangouts calendar, to which this game is arranged. It's kind of the big thing. It's like lots of different game sessions there on the calendar. Check them out. And this is one of them. This is Masks, a new generation, published by Magpie Games, powered by the Apocalypse, written by Brendan Conway. It's about superheroes, but specifically young teenage superheroes. It's a story about trying to figure yourself out, mostly through the medium of punching people who may deserve it or maybe not. It's fungible, teenagers. They decide on a lot of things. We are in the midst of our quarterly. This is session 3 of a projected 12 sessions. We are using a playset from the Masks Unbound supplement, written by Rob Weiland. It's called Phoenix Academy, and basically lets you do superhero school shenanigans. And this is where we're at. But Phoenix Academy, it might be a very nice place up in Halcyon City, but we are not in Halcyon City. We are at a place called Prospect City. It's a setting I've been running since December last year. It's kind of like if Halcyon City is New York or Metropolis, upstate, then Prospect City is kind of like Atlantic City down south. It's all right. It's nice. There's some boardwalks, some casinos. They had an alien invasion 9 months ago, and they haven't really rebuilt from that. It's fine. There might be some corruption. Whew. I say might be. No, there has been quite a bit of corruption. And their superhero school isn't any better. Prospect Academy is the 11th best superhero school in the world, which is sad because there are only 4. The rest are universities that offer electives, and their Prospect Academy is not better than them. It's a weird school with a lot of like cliques, a lot of just weird students, a weirdly lax administrative body, and then they just kind of let things go rampant, I guess. So that's kind of like the big premise. And let's introduce kind of like characters very quickly. What we have today, we have 2 returning from last week. We have 2 new incoming into this school. So we'll do like quick character introductions. We have some more like bookkeeping stuff like backstory and influence. We'll do that a little bit later. But for now, let's go with our character keeper and talk about who's coming back for this session. So we'll start from left to right. I'm sorry, Ryan, you chose red, therefore you chose first. Anyway, Ryan, tell us about yourself and your character.
My name's Ryan, as you may have gathered. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing... Oh no, I scrolled over too far. Mary Landry, who uses she or they, but in her superhero form is Image, who uses only they pronouns. Mary is a shapeshifter who has been thrown forward for mysterious reasons by mysterious persons to the future, where she has realized that her future self is actually a big deal supervillain who no longer seems to have a very human face. It's all fine, though, because as long as she's here, her future is like 20 years out in the future, and so this isn't her future, and so she's beating time. But there's some awkwardness going around the fact that she is currently running for student council, and apparently her future slash past future self was student council president back in her day. So everything's exciting.
Oh yeah, more time travel. Yeah, more on that Snap Student Council election in a minute, because one would think, why are we having a student council election at the start of the semester? That makes no sense. We'll get into that later. I'm next. Sabine, tell us about yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns you would like. I am playing the Serenade of Thorns. They use they, them pronouns. The Serenade of Thorns uses the weapons playbook. Yeah, for now, I will soon-ish change that to the transformed. Serenade of Thorns has an implant in their head, and there are issues. They were created by an evil cult, but along the road, they decided that they didn't want to murder people all that much, so they ran away, joined Aegis, punched some other people, prevented an alien conspiracy to taking over Earth with some other people. And then somebody told them, hey, you don't have an education that goes beyond punching people and murdering people, so maybe go to school. And they said, okay. And they're here now. Have only punched one person so far.
Yeah, I became friends with that person. So we're being very true to superhero comics in that extent.
Can I ask a question before?
Go ahead.
Because I posted on the Hangouts, I posted this other move I was thinking about, and I wondered if that was fine with you.
Ooh, yeah, I had a response when you posted that, and then I need to remember what the response is. We'll sort that after, like, we talk about safety and whatnot. So I'll come back to that in a minute. Cool. The F in stands for fight. All right. Well, I'm sure Mary knows what the other letters stand for then. So, like, if you can figure it out, I'll give XP. No, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so let's get to meet our new characters coming in here. Up first is someone who I've played with before, who has ran for me, but I've never ran for, and so I'm very scared because, God, well, actually, no, they're under my thumb now. Wow. Hey, Gerwin. Hi.
Good evening. So I'm playing the Outsider playbook, and I'm an imaginary friend that's lost the child who plays with them. Children, when they dream, they dream of far-off places. They dream of large adventures. They dream of heroics and fighting dragons and saving princes and princesses, freeing kingdoms, driving fast cars, doing all these great adventurous things. And as they grow up, those dreams change. They dream of more realistic things. And the reason for that is because they can no longer psychically contact the realm that my character's from. Where those aren't dreams, those are what actually happens. Now, my character, Princess Hollyhock, Holly to her friends, she didn't want to stop adventuring with her special companion. There was someone who she went and fought the Dark Lord and lived out nights with unicorns in magical forests, and that all stopped. And so she sought a way to actually find her friend, her best friend, her only friend. And she slipped out of the Vale of Storied Dreams and came to this cold, dark place where nothing changes, where there may be brief things of beauty, but everything is so... it's so restrictive. But she thinks she's found her friend. She thinks she's here somewhere. She doesn't. He or she or they don't dream like they used to. And she's going to try and find them and actually get them to dream again. And that's why she's here. She is a princess. She is a princess from a fairy realm far, far away. She has fox ears on the top of her head, big, lots of red and blonde hair, a big bushy tail. She is properly a fey creature. But she is a princess, and the authorities don't want her here. They want her at that nice school over there because, she's royalty. But no, I want to be here. And it drives the staff mad. Because if something does happen, that realm of dreams is also a realm of nightmares. And, the government doesn't want anything to come out of it looking for her.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm scared of all the possibilities. I don't even know where to start. You know what? I'm gonna all those possibilities. I'll save those questions for later. Let's get you. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on. I'll have a sip of this coffee, and I'll. You know what? While I'm sipping this coffee and recover from that, Eris, tell us about yourself and your character.
Yeah, think about the opposite of the last one. It's a big brawny guy. He looks as normal as he can look, except for being really big. Taller than most. Kind of like young Superman, basically. He looks older, I assume, than the others. Maybe not in Serenade. I don't know. Jeez. But he's gonna finish in this school soon. We'll see about that. He's a legacy. He has a family that he follows their ways. He's a little bored with it, but he's the most regular person. Or most of the time, he's the opposite of the imaginary friend.
Cool. I'll have some more questions about that family in a minute or so. But first, before we get into more booking stuff like influence and whatnot, let's talk about safety. Just to remind folks of what we're using as our safety tools. First and foremost, we have lines and veils in the character keeper. Lines are things that we won't cross, just won't show up in the fiction at all, off the table. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not going to concentrate on them off screen, or we fast forward over them, or it happens. It could happen, but not something we're going to shine the camera on, so to speak. We're also using the X card. Basically, if we do roll into a scene where folks feel uncomfortable for any reason, and any reason is fine, they can say they want to X that either on the chat, on the roll for your party, or on the video itself. You want to make a symbol here. I might ask some questions on what's being X carded, but no one gets the question if it's played. If it's played, it's played, and it happens. I'll ask some questions, and then we'll roll back and try something else. And finally, we have an open door policy. Basically, if we do roll into a scene where folks feel uncomfortable for wait, what? I'm just repeating what I just saying. Wow, this coffee's wow. Open door policy. Sorry, I'm going through the script in my head. Wow, this has never happened. I don't know what just happened. Open door policy. If folks feel they need to step away from the table, there we go. Back on track. If folks feel they need to step away from the table for any reason, whether there's an emergency to take care of, or you're more tired than you thought, or you need to take a break at any point, like the fact that I've finished off more than half my coffee before we've actually started, I might need to take a break. So people can pause the game at any time, and we'll accommodate them. Well, imagine if I just repeated my spiel and I ended up in some sort of loop. That would be horrifying. I'm very sorry about that. That never happens. All right. So let's go quickly through backstory and whatnot. I will say that I don't think we need to do when our team first came together, because we're all in the school. And some folks are dropping in and out, so we all kind of know each other. I do a kind of an idea for a scene to get everyone in the same room, but we're not gonna do that. And so we're just gonna do I'm gonna ask you about our two returning characters about their backstory. If the other two have questions, feel free to ask them, and then we'll do relationships and then influence, and then we'll get you into school. So for our royal, I'm not going to assume people just call her Royal Highness, but for their Royal Highness, but for our princess, I think I'm going to just ask the backstory questions and then just so it's on the record for anyone watching this. Not like anyone's watching this, but if you are, hi. All right. So for Holly, Princess Hollyhock. So you already mentioned, yeah, where you came from. So I guess the Vale of Storied Dreams. So I guess my further question about that is that, like, are you someone who's played with a lot of human children before, or is it just, or like in your mind, is it only just with this one playmate of yours?
It's only just with this one playmate. That's all. I can't remember any other children. Sorry, to me, they're not children. They're basically just companions. I don't recognize them as children, and I don't actually know what they look like in this grey, depressing world. I know what their dreams are like, but I don't know them themselves.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, I really like that. Yeah. So we know why you came to Earth. So I do want to know, like, what's. I'm guessing you're keeping this playmate vague so we can play to find out who it is amongst the group.
Yep, exactly. Basically, I've signed on for next month as well, so I'm in a few sessions there. So I'm trying to keep it vague so we can actually see how it develops in play and how you want to actually push it.
All right, no, that's fair enough. I'll play it. Well, I want to play to find out as well. So we'll keep it vague for now. But do you know, as in character, does Holly know that they're close to where their playmate is?
She keeps on seeing things nearby that other people can't really see. They're like traces of their dreams. So she might be walking down a corridor and she'll spot a rabbit walking out to the walking across the whole junction at the end. It'll stop and look at her, and she'll recognize it from a dream, and no one else will be able to see it. And it's basically little clues that are keying her to the fact that her playmate is around and still dreaming a little bit, but not actually fully.
So like, what's my other question? So how did you get here? How'd you make the journey?
I rode a mechanical dragon, a clockwork dragon.
Fair enough. Is that dragon around?
No, I was considering having it for my ship because one of the things the book can have, the playbook can have, is a ship, but it doesn't really give it sentience. It only makes it telepathic. So,
oh, true. Yeah, if we were going to introduce a clockwork dragon, we'd like it to be someone we can love, you know,
or at least an NPC that can actually interact rather than something fully under my control.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, I can't love anything unless they have sentience. What am I saying? This coffee is really getting to me. I'm going in circles. So your people, why do they want you to come home?
Because being here is damaging myself. The longer I stay here, the more I lose my mercurial nature. And like Mary, Holly is a shapeshifter, but Holly tends to shapeshift in reaction to things and the dreams and stories of others. So when Holly's label shift, her form shifts as well.
Ooh, I really like that. All right, so I think. So I'm sure you didn't take the move, obviously, but like, have your people come into contact with you?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that, Leandro.
Oh, sorry. I know you didn't take the move that lets you talk to them, but has your people like come into contact with you since you got here?
No, they've been in contact with the government.
Oh, right. Oh, interesting. All right, cool. I think
like I say, the government keeps on trying to send me off to the nice upstate school, and and I don't want to be there. They want to keep me safe.
Yeah, I don't know if you're safe here.
Exactly.
No, it's yeah. We'll see. Well, who knows? No, it's been no, I can't even say it's been nice so far. All right. I think we know enough about how to get things rolling. As for Young Wave or Jay, I'll just ask the questions as well, and we'll see where it goes. So yeah, your legacy. So when did you officially become part of it?
Not too long ago. Not at all. Like at the age of 16, you basically join, but after you get your powers, if you get your powers. And for me, it was like a year ago,
Mhm.
or less.
Is getting your powers was something you wanted? Is
Yes.
it something you were expecting? Ah, okay,
Yeah. Everyone in the family wants it.
interesting.
If you get it.
I mean, yeah, I can see the list of abilities you took. There, I mean, I would like to have those myself, but maybe trade the senses for a flight. But either way, they're pretty sweet, a sweet set you get.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So yeah, you just came in. So you the latest to join?
Yeah.
So like the
I'm
youngest?
the youngest. That's why I'm called the young one. Until I find my eye beam, which is not really from the eyes, but that's for later.
Okay, okay. Let's see. So your legacy been around this wave family. What's the greatest accomplishment they've done?
So there was some sort of invasion of the Earth or of this city. I'm not really sure. Probably of the Earth by some, I assume, some alien species called Ergo, who were like some sort of network mind.
Hmm.
And they invaded, and we defeated them, just us. And that was major.
All right. Um, yeah. Oh, I like the idea of that. Network My Ergo One. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I assume then that the public just. So how does the public perceive your legacy then?
I think they love us. Like we're seen as superheroes, as superheroes really are seen. Basically, Superman-like. People adore us, except for those that think we're scary. I don't know. Like they don't probably don't know much about me, but as a thing, we're pretty major.
So, how does your legacy tie into your reasons for being a hero? Like, what's about it that's pushing you to being a hero?
The most physical pushing you can think of. My the others are basically like you have to be a hero. There's no choice in the matter. Like once you find out you have powers, you get into the group of those that have powers in the family, and you have to be a hero.
God. All right. So again, well, I don't think you have to answer why do you care about the team because again, we're all in the same school. There is like a group that's made from the first session, but like we're gonna be in and out, so we don't have to answer that immediately. We've not really established much of that group. So the last thing I'll ask is these NPCs you created, the legacy parts of your legacy.
Mhm.
So yeah, who's the first one here?
So the first one is Cold Wave, who's my uncle. Is my father's brother. My father doesn't have powers.
Hmm.
And he's kind of jealous, but that's who cares. So he's Cold Wave. His eye power is that he has these waves of cold that comes out of his eye, and we have like a third eye that opens. That's when it happens, and he has the power of making things cold,
Hmm.
like a beam of cold, basically. It's not old. It's like okay, he's up and about. Like he's a superhero, known superhero, probably very well known.
Hmm.
Second one would be Green Wave. That's yeah, freeze ray. The second one would be Green Wave. That's my grandfather's brother. He's kind of retired. He doesn't have his own children, so he's kind of looks at our side of the family with a little bit of Ines. He's very judgmental, and his green wave is kind of like controlling plants and stuff like that. That's what his eye. How do you put it in a beam? I'm not sure, but yeah.
Is the
Yeah,
ability
those
to
are the
shoot
two main ones.
photosynthesis.
Shoot photosynthesis, planet beam, like the Pokemon beam. What it's called? Sunbeam, something like that. Yeah, a beam that controls plants. It's not very.
And who's the last one here in your NPCs? Oh, this is your
Yeah, Ergo one.
Ergo one. And we know what they're like anyway. Their hive mind network thingy-majiggy.
They're weird.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
don't know anything. I don't know. I never met one. Like that's their story. It's just stories for me.
All right. Okay, so let's go to relationships and then influence, and then I'll frame a scene, all y'all in it, and then I'll explain again stuff like this student election and stuff happening, so important NPCs. But before I do that, relationships. Let's come back to you, Holly. And like I said, you all kind of been in this school. It's only been like a week or two since semester started. Maybe 2 weeks and a half. We've been kind of montaging a bit, but what are your relationships, Holly?
Well, someone's been teaching me about Earth, and given one of the people here is a child soldier that's not really had any upbringing, another person is from 20 years ago. There's only one real character that can actually teach me about the world as it is at the moment, and I think that's what was it? Young Wave.
Can call me Jay.
Yes, I can call you Jay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm being forced into this, just to be clear.
So that would be Young Wave, and I don't have the character sheet. I don't have the sheets open to actually tell me what that does with regards to influence. I think they gain influence on me.
No, relationships are just basically like just fictional sort of positioning. They're just like, here's kind of just how you know each other.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And for my second one, I have a crush on a character, but I keep it under wraps. And Serenade, that tattoo is entrancing. In fact, every time I look at that tattoo, it's like it's moving.
That's because it is.
There'll just be times when I'm sitting across and I'll just stop and I'm just staring at it, and I literally have to break myself out from looking at it. And so, if you don't mind, I would like to have you down for the secret crush.
Oh my gosh. Feels like this is also the first time I've learned that tattoo is moving.
It's pretty new. That's pretty new. It didn't in the beginning, but since Serenade has connected with the implant, that tattoo started moving and transfiguring.
Used it enough times to fight those weird shape-shifting aliens. Anyway, we'll cut over to you, Young Wave. Your relationships?
Not sure how fitting they are. You once got caught doing something that shames your legacy with blank. I don't think I ever met any of you.
Yeah, the thing is, if you feel they don't fit, especially if like we may or may not see you. Hopefully, we may see you, but like in and out. If you don't think any of those fit, it's fine.
What's the chance that Jay and Serenade had a fight with punches and everything?
Training fight maybe, but fighting at school is not allowed. So
no, not in school. Maybe like in the past.
Maybe, sure. I mean, Serenade will fight if cornered and asked to.
Maybe they asked to. But why would that be a shame? Hmm.
I mean,
Fighting heroes, that's not a good thing. Um, were you like, where was Serenade always a hero, or at least in the last
No,
18 years?
yes, in the last 18 years, Serenade was
No.
not always the hero, but I don't know, maybe we met before I became a hero because I was active 2 or 3 years ago as
Mm.
most definitely not a hero.
Okay, so maybe we had fights, and but
Oh.
it was like I was trying to be the hero, but I didn't have powers yet. So you
Oh,
probably
okay.
punched the shit out of me.
I probably just took you out and left
Yeah.
you lying around, and then went up
Mhm.
to
To the
assassinate
important stuff.
something or steal something or whatever. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, that sounds shameful. The second one is you trust blank and told them an important secret about your legacy. I don't trust any of you. I mean, I don't distrust any of you, but not with secrets. Not just yet. Actually, if I have to be around, I'm forced to be around Hollyhock. I probably told you that I'm basically doing all of this because my family is forcing me to. That's a secret. I'm very clear about it, but it's a secret.
No, so you don't want to go off and have big adventures. You don't want to be here.
No, I mean you.
I-
Like talking to you, being in this school. I'm being forced to.
Oh, we should run away. Sorry, we're
Mm,
not in character yet.
we can be, but I don't know. But that's two answers.
yeah, especially when you're a family who helped beat off an alien invasion in the past. Very prominent. We'll see though. Again, wait to find out. And last, influence. So you don't have the playbook sheet, Gerwin. So you want me to read out how influence works for you, for the outsider?
I'm cheerful.
Nice. So if you're cheerful, you're thrilled to be here. You give everyone influence. Which makes sense. Yeah. I would be very surprised if you pick Hardy. It's like, oh no, wait, what? It's gonna be fun. Yeah. So again, this setting is weird because technically you're not part of this team, Jay, Young, but I think you're kind of part of this school, for better or for worse. So if you think this influencing still fits, are you okay with that? Cool. So everyone gets influence also on Jay. I might actually ask if for the other two, for Mary's or for Serenades, if your influence thing also would it still count for this? Let me look up your playbook.
I think my influence is I give influence to 2 others, which I did, but I could give one to somebody else, maybe to Jay, because I remember doing that, and I feel like, oh my god, I did a very bad thing here when I punched him. So I'll give him influence.
And I just looked at the innocent. Yeah, I think the same thing. 2, only 2. And first session we only had 2, so or at least 2, 3. So, all right.
Yeah, I only give influence to 2, but I'm also down to give out an extra influence if you like, because we have someone from a heroic legacy, unlike my super villain legacy. So I will take some pointers from Jay. Also, the only person I've met who's actually from this timeline and not a child soldier.
Yeah, that's true. Our other PC Ludo is also kind of technically somewhat a child soldier. Well, clone of an evil dimension conquering queen, I guess. All right. So I'll give a quick recap of what's happened in the past 2 sessions. I give the premise thing. So Prospect Academy is in the middle of a snap student council election, mainly because their student council they elected before summer break. All ended up having like mysterious like happenings happen to them. Like one of them figured out there was a curse in their family, so decided to check them out. The other one, their long dead parents came back and turned out to be robotic clones, so they had to fight that. So they're busy. Another one is questing for some sort of key to correct all of time and space, so they're busy. Basically, they got spun off to their own comic book lines, basically. So they're so the headmaster, a very charming demon from the Cobalt dimension by the name of Magnus Gray. We have an NPCs tab if you want to check out some of the teachers and some of the students and cliques and whatnot. Yeah, so your demon headmaster is like, all right, snap student council election. We have to do this before the rest of the before the school year can get going. And one of the contenders is our dear Mary over here, although she seems to have been entered without her knowledge. But you know, she's keeping chipper. And so far, the main and her main rival so far is a girl by the superhero name of Diamond Dust. She is part of a clique called the Future Heroes of America. They're the popular kids, and she's bit. She may have secret ties to another superhero that's been bankrolling her. There's lots of skullduggery happening amidst the student council election. And there's probably like a bunch of other candidates that we've not brought yet into focus because it's mostly been about Diamond Dust and her. She is, you know, very much I'm a popular kid. I know how the world works, sort of thing. She's not nice. Other things, Serenade did get into a fight. It was with this very lovely Dread Knight by the name of Stalwart, who was sent over by Ludo's character's mom, aforementioned Dread Queen. Stalwart's lovely, bit out of their depth, refuses to come out of their magic tech armor, but they're nice. And yeah, I think there's a lot of little stuff, but that's kind of like the main thing. There's student council election, and people have been spreading Mary's future selves, evil deeds, weird stuff. Also note like let's see. Actually, no, we'll come up as we play. But yeah, if either have questions or whatnot, again, feel free to ask them. I have, let's see, we're about the hour, so I always like to get a break in between, like character assembling, creation slash getting our ducks in a row. Where does that expression come from? I don't know. So let's come back at a half hour. So let's take 8 minutes, and then I'm afraid we're all in a class together. So, and yeah, well, it's a special class. You'll see. There's a very prominent superhero that's coming over to give a talk. I think they can shoot a freeze ray from their eyes. I don't know, but yeah, we'll come back at the we'll come back in the half hour. So in 8 minutes. So BRB, folks. All right, everyone's back. Just want to make sure. Just do a quick check in. How are folks doing? Hope those are doing fine. Let me just double check one quick thing. There we go. Sorry, I just want to check one quick thing in my notes here. Okay, cool. All right, so it's been 2.5 weeks since the start of the semester, a week and a half since the start of this student council election. So electioneering has been rife in campus. You all are seeing like the posters, you're all seeing people handing out the pins and whatnot. I do kind of want a detail from each character, like, what's the atmosphere like in Prospect Academy, with like folks chasing down votes, giving talks, or maybe not giving a shit. Who knows? What does each character have noticed about the place? So I think, let's keep going in the order of the character keeper, mainly because the first one up is actually running. So Mary, how you doing?
Mary is still attempting to figure out why these posters of her future self silhouette, like consuming Parliament, are going up, and why she can't pull them down, and tacking her own little Xerox covered in glitter posters over them so that, like, as soon as they pop up, there's one over where you can't really see, so it's kind of gone. It's image damage control. And her name is Image, so it's appropriate.
Hell yeah. All right. What would you, Serenade? You're a keen observer of human life. What have you noticed? I don't know.
I don't notice much because I am busy. I have discovered I think Mary showed me the charms of the Xerox machine. And now I am going to make photocopies of a lot of texts from the library that I don't understand and have to study. And also I am, of course, Xeroxing her election posters and rubbing them over with glitter. So I think Serenade is pretty glittery at that moment. And what we can see is maybe some other student coming up and like, hey, can I use the machine? You're not the only one who has to use this. And I think the Serenade's just like, no, you cannot use it. I am using it currently. Please come back later. And that guy is maybe puffing himself up a bit, but kind of deflates when he realizes that he can't intimidate Serenade by blustering.
So
on they photocopy.
All right, Serenade's on track for the mission, I suppose. Oh yeah, we should mention one thing I forgot to add in the recap. There's some I think throughout this you've been getting people have been sending you weird notes. Usually it's a note stabbed through like a kunai that's been thrown in your direction. So that's still going on.
Can you remind me what was written on that dagger? I forgot. I'm sorry.
The first one that came about said that, we're watching you, that sort of thing. And now the notes are been kind of saying that. If you pluck the kunai, you can see made in China on the kunai itself. If anyone cared to look, that's a great suggestion, Gerwin. So they've been getting more, and that and I think the latest one, after you turn back the Xerox machine, it just zings through the air next to the wall. I think this note says, "We know your song." That's what's saying there.
Okay. I think I will have to figure out this eventually. Once I get this glitter out of my hair.
Fair enough. So Princess Hollyhock. Did they have elections in in the Vale?
No, we're a monarchy.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, of course. Here you are. Oh God. So yeah,
Why,
what do you make?
do you think we should?
Um, I feel like this makes sense for a character to be talking to the omniscient GM, but like, I don't know. It's like,
No, we don't. But one of the things she has noticed is that the different people standing are trying to gather influencers, and so have been hosting parties. So there's basically parties being held by the different people standing for the different positions all through the week. And as one of the beautiful people, because literally one of my powers is stunning beauty, I'm being invited to all of them, and I don't seem to realize that I can't then invite other people as well.
hmm. Yeah. What sort of parties or people have been going to? Every single one of them, or just?
Oh yes, I've been going. I've got to go. I've got to go experience it all. I've got to go make it interesting. If they're not interesting, I'll just leave halfway through and take people to go and do something else.
We do have like some very interesting clicks here. Definitely the future heroes of America interesting. You can see it's just you know fairy. I will say one of them is a steampunk guy. Stay away from him. Yeah, there's like let's see what other clicks we have here. Yeah, we have the weird elemental folk. We have an entire clique of animal people, so they're very interested. In Princess Hollyhock, because you're kind of like a fox person, right?
Effectively, yes. A fox or a squirrel, I can't quite decide. And that's literally, she can't quite decide, so she keeps on changing and just confused the people.
That's really good. Yeah, so I think most of them probably like, yeah, slides off Princess Hollyhock. It's fine, but yeah, people are desperate for votes. That makes sense. Cool. And what about yourself, Jay? You've been around the block. This is your last year, it sounds like. So, is any of this getting to you, or is there anything you notice about this election campaign phase?
Looked like all the others, including the knives.
There are probably folks who like this is like the third time they've run or something. There's probably like someone from yeah. There's someone from the Alchemical Society of Secret Magics, the Goths, who this is their third time trying. It's just
God, sounds like a bunch of losers. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, they are kind of the loser clique. They're like, oh man, we'd like to be magical, but the proper mages, like the folks who like were apprentices to wizards, they're like, no, no offense, but your dad, flips burgers. We're magical people. We can't just let anybody in. Those are the goths. But yeah, there's nothing here catches your eye, Jay. Just
well, I'm. How is it called when an older like student has to tutor a younger one?
Ooh,
a tutor,
mentoring. A tutor, mentor.
A tutor, mentor. So I'm mentoring an imaginary friend right now. That has been, God, yeah, that's what it has been. That noise, it's what it has been for me.
Can't be all that bad.
There hasn't been any heroing, that's for sure.
No, turns out at school it is a lot of like learning what it takes to be a hero, and I think
my grades aren't that great.
No, that's why you have to take this lecture that I'm going to frame that was given in first year from like first or second year, but you have to come here to remind yourself. So this lecture is on superhero ethics. It's kind of like the broader sense of how to be a superhero, and I think this module kind of like it has a regular like instructor and whatnot. They brought in a guest speaker for today. And it's someone that you're familiar with, Jay. After all, you know family. So yeah, this is what I imagine. It's a big like almost college like auditorium space. So it's like an amphitheater. So it's all looking down on like a stage, like a board and whatnot. And yeah, this is on superhero ethics delivered by our guest speaker. Cold Wave. and I think when we cut into the scene, he is in the middle of he's well deep into his PowerPoint presentation. So I kind of want to know when like when this comic book like issue, so to speak. Well, you can be late if you want, Jay, but like I was gonna ask when in this issue of sorts when we get the panel introducing each character, what are they doing in the middle of this lecture?
I'm just coming in. In the middle.
We'll save you for last then. I'd like to assume everyone else is punctual and nice, and we're here, or maybe not. Who knows? But
Punctual isn't really something Princess Hollyhock does. I think Jay's probably having to actually drag her into the lecture or coax her in.
okay, cool. We'll get to that. Like, yeah, but we'll get to that small scene in a bit. Unless the other two here, who, if I need to remind you, are running a campaign, are also late. But yeah, do we see Mary or Serenade in this lecture?
It's important to be on time to class, even if you are running a campaign. So Mary is in the back, like attempting to take notes, but also attempting to remove the glitter from her person because she's never gonna get glitter like out of her hair and clothes, and it's everywhere.
That's fair.
Serenade? That is very terrible glitter, but right now the Serenade does not care. They are very interested in this lecture and they are taking notes and watching intently, but with a bit of a puzzle, like, I don't get this, but I will write it down and I will study this and I will get behind this and I will have to ask people for help afterwards, but I will find them.
Yeah, and Cold Wave is in uniform and he's speaking quite stridently. He's doing his best. I think right now his speech is talking about how, as an example of how to conduct oneself as a superhero in a precarious situation. An example he's using is this kind of weird goo shape-shifting villain tried to take over Parliament. And he's talking about how, when you're facing a situation when care has to be done, especially when you're barging in, and he's talking about how it's tricky, but you gotta go with your gut, that sort of thing. Oh yeah, for our other two who aren't here, that villain is Mary's future self. Lovely character by the name of Silhouette, and yeah. So let's cut to the other two who are quite late. What's happening with the two of you? Are you coming in?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
I probably plan not to go, and then I saw that she's not there, and I'm like, it's going on my record, and start pushing. Yeah, would be there, would be late.
Where are we going? What's happening?
There's a lecture.
Oh,
you're at school. Did you forget?
No. School's good. School. Why are we going to a lecture?
Because we have to.
Can we go somewhere else?
Sadly, you can't. I planned to, but now I can't either.
You mean if I go to the lecture, you can go?
Well, by now I have to go. By now I have to
go. So if I don't go to the lecture, then you don't need to go either then?
You have to go to... And I push her through the door.
Oh, look, there's the drama club. Come on, let's see what they're doing.
What?
But look, they've got paint. They're painting trees.
Shh. He's talking. That's my uncle.
Your uncle's a tree?
What? Sit down. No, the person talking in the stage.
Oh.
Sit down and listen to him.
Why is your uncle here?
Well, listen and you'll know.
At this point...
Speak up!
When you turn to say, speak up...
I can't hear you!
Cold Wave...
That's what I do.
Actually been looking at the two of you as you're having this conversation, and and he says, "Well, I'm glad to see that certain members of family are taking their education very seriously." And I think his eyes kind of like fall on you, Jay.
I disappear behind the chair.
I look between the two of them. Are you related?
And I'm probably too tall to actually disappear behind the chair. Yes, it's my uncle.
Oh, I thought that was like some sort of cat.
No, no, my dear. And he looks at his notes as if like he has like this. He doesn't have a seating plan, but he has a note of like who's meant to be here. No, princess. No, an uncle is a relation. I am his father's brother.
What's a father?
I think Coleridge smiles and says, "Unfortunately, basic education is not the remit of this lecture. But Jay, I do hope that you'll take responsibility for this dear lady's education."
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait, no. Before you say that, he's shifting your labels. He's telling you what your place in the world, which is a fun mechanic in masks. Basically, anyone who has influence over people, you can just if you tell them your place in the world, they can accept it or reject. If you accept, labels are shifted. Adults automatically have influence over all of y'all, because you're teenagers. So, yeah. So for you, Dave, he's telling you to be smart. He's basically telling you to be smart about this. Like, you're making a scene, So he's upping your superior and he's bringing your mundane down. Do you accept or you reject?
I'm gonna reject just for the heck of it.
Okay. So to reject, roll 2d6. It's a flat roll. I think it's a flat roll. Yeah. Wait. I need to double
so,
check. It's been a
Unless you
while.
have some -2 for some reason. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, great start. 6.
Okay. 6 already. Okay. So mark potential, experience. On the miss, the words hit you hard. I think he's looking at you. He's looking at you like, do you remember that time you got punked out by an assassin? He gave you a look that he's giving you right now. And yeah, so what do you say? The words hit you hard. You can accept the label shift. And mark a condition.
So I planned to be like, yes, sir. And I'm like, yes, sir. And I sit down. And I sit her forcefully down.
Oh yeah, mark a condition. How are you feeling right now?
I think afraid. Yeah.
Yeah, so unless you want to do something, Hollyhock, I think the rest of the lecture is kind of like gonna go.
So I think it goes through to the it goes through the lecture. He asks for any questions at the end. Holly has her hand up. When she pointed to, she stands up and goes, "I have one question. What's a brother?"
I take her hand and put it down. But not on time.
I think Cold Wave kind of nods approvingly at you, Jay, when you do that. Oh, poor Jay. And I think the lecture is over, and any questions? There are probably some people questioning. Mary, you see, Diamond Dust is got their hand up to ask a question. And her question is kind of like, I should describe how Diamond Dust looks like because I keep forgetting. She's not wearing her usual like fake fur coat. I describe her as having like blonde hair. I think it's like a bob. Yeah, she's blonde with a bob. There's a specific haircut. I think I described her as having a Jackie Kennedy, a Jackie Kennedy haircut. but yeah, she kind of she raised her hand, asked, and Coldwave kind of like nods her, and yes, he knows who she is. Yes, Diamond Dust. And the question she asks is kind of like, how does a how would a superhero know if a villain is really rehabilitated? And I think he kind of considers that question, and his gaze is kind of hovering on Mary and Serenade. The two of you are seated together, right?
Yeah, we're probably at desks next to each
Yes.
other. Keep the glare
Yeah.
contained.
Yes.
And I think his eyes kind of like, I don't think his eyes kind of like lock onto you, but I think his gaze definitely kind of like just wafts over the two of you, and he kind of gives a that's a very interesting answer, question sort of answer, and I think the gist of what he says, because I'm not sure how to phrase this correctly, is I think he says like it's a long process, and it might not be fruitful at the start, but one can't reject the possibility. And
I have a question as well. I will lift my hand.
yes, Serenade of Thorns.
Do you find it ethical to politicize this event?
His eyes gonna look around and says, I'm not sure how this event is being politicized. This is I guess this is a lecture of sorts, but please tell me, how is this being politicized? And I think the normal instructor this, I think, let me look at the list of NPCs. It's Prism. She is a superhero who can split into 7 versions of herself. She is the guidance counselor as well. She looks a bit stricken at what you're asking, but like, oh no. But like, yeah. So Cold Wave kind of asks, like, why do you think this is being politicized?
Because there are student council elections running here, and one of the contenders has just now asked a very loaded question, trying to snipe at her political what's the word? Enemies? It's not the right word. Opposition. At her political opposition.
And Mary's just trying to like shrink, not using shapeshifting powers or anything, but just kind of shrinking it to herself, because she was hoping maybe no one would put together that that's her future self, and it's not working.
Yeah, I think Cold Wave kind of like just laughs a bit and says, I've heard that council that election is going on. I mean, I do remember, and I think I remember the election for my last year. We had a very tenacious council president at the time. That Mary, she was quite, and I think he kind of realizes that he's getting into a reminisce mode, and then he cuts himself there and says, well, Serenade, whatever happens in Prospect Academy, it's So I'm trying to figure out how he'd respond, because I think your question did catch him unawares, because he didn't think about it that this thing is being politicized. And I think the answer he kind of gives is, I think he does go into reminisce mode. He talks about how his own student council election, there was a big tenacious campaign between this girl he knew named Mary, and himself, actually. I think that's what he said. Like, she gave me a fair fight all, but she won fair and square. But I do think that, well, whatever happens, all students here in Prospect Academy have to be taught as rounded an education as we can. And whether what we teach used in the political field, that's for yourselves, for you students. That's for you to determine. I think oh, go ahead.
It's pretty clear Serenade is unhappy with the answer, but they won't raise a fuss or anything.
Sure, you don't want to like pierce the mask or something like that, or you're fine for now.
I think the way Mary is acting, she is not too happy with the topic, so I'll drop it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I think so a few more questions, a few more general stuff, and I think the the lecture wraps up, and I think he nods at kind of you, Jay, and and I guess the princess who's there to like have a word. But I think before we get to that, I do want to like home in on Mary and Serenade for the moment. Like, how's Mary? How are you doing?
Mary is still trying her hardest to develop invisibility powers. It's not working, but it could. And kind of partly Serenade is nice and probably trying to help, but also could Serenade maybe stop helping because I think her ever-present baseball cap is pulled a bit lower and her hair is kind of changing color from the roots, partly so she doesn't have the same hair color as Diamond does because ew, and partly so she doesn't look quite so much like her standard Mary.
Aw. Okay.
Serenade will probably complain to Mary that they think that this was actually somebody's idea of doing a political stunt and that they did not expect something like this to happen.
Mary, without even looking over at Serenade, probably mutters that I didn't think it would get this pointed this quickly.
Shouldn't I have asked the question? I'm sorry if I felt.
I mean, it's a
like,
good question.
I felt like Diamond does this digging at Casey, actually. Because Casey is the daughter of this alien invasion queen or clone or something like that.
And you can almost see Mary realizing that everyone she knows is some degree of possibly evil and reformed.
I mean, it could also have been me. I was serving an evil cult before that, and I'm looking over to Jay, and I think I realized at that point that I know this guy, and I think I've seen this guy over there, this person over there before. Let us go and try to get rid of all this glitter.
As you're staring at him, of course, I'm standing right next to him, and I'm looking at you, and I mistakenly think you're actually looking back at me, and you notice that a little bit of color comes to Hollyhock's cheeks, and she looks away. But you probably don't notice that, but other people in the room may do.
Oh my god. Roll plus hot? I don't know. Sadly not.
Wait a minute. Am I allowed to use the fairy change book, fairy play book?
No, we can't do this. Every time I go to this fucking Prospect Academy, this keeps happening. No, okay, all right, no. Well, I think as you're staring, Jay, you probably like her to steer her to like, we have to talk to your uncle. But at the moment, your uncle is talking to that Yeah, that blonde lady who asked the question. They're having like a chat. Um, doesn't I think your uncle is looking like looking like a superhero, looking very stolid, big chin, that sort of thing. Yeah, and Diamond Dust is just from afar. That's what you can see. Is she's talking very animatedly, um, and then I think she's making some gestures, and then she kind of like huffs, and then kind of like moves to like walk away, but then kind of sees the two of you, and you can see like she looks frustrated a bit, but then when she sees the two of you, she just starts recomposing herself to like to looking prim and poised. And as you kind of like the two of you walk towards, she kind of just says like, "That was a very interesting lecture. I'm quite glad that we had a proper superhero to come teach us how to do these sorts of things." And then she kind of like, it's a very simpering smile on her face. Sorry, I said I saw you
Nerd.
mute. Hmm? Oh, sorry, what did you say?
Nerd. And I keep walking.
Yeah, I think she lets the insult kind of glance, but I think she sees you, Hollyhock, and then
Oh, is he a superhero? What's his name?
uh
What's
is
the
this
best
to?
thing he's done?
Oh, this is the J, I assume,
No,
right?
come on. Yeah. Well, this is to Diamond Dust. I know absolutely nothing about that person that was just up on the stage, other than he's something that's called an uncle to my tutor. So, what's the best thing he's done?
I leave Holly's hand while she's talking to her and move on to him.
And literally, I'm being dragged backwards while still having a conversation with Diamond Dust.
I think Diamond Dust looks quite nonplussed, but like she's trying to figure out her response. Like, oh, you're Princess Hollyhock. Yes, I've missed you at the most recent party the Future Series of America have thrown. I hope you had a good time at that little shindig. And she's kind of walking to like keep up with you as you're being dragged.
Which one was that?
Oh, I do believe that's when our dear Everett, you may have noticed him, he's the one with the top hat and the clockwork gears on the top hat. That's when he put on this like this very fantastic light show. I hope you were paying attention. But if not,
Oh no, sorry. A few of us bunked out to go and chase some butterflies. They were lovely creatures. They were. You should come along. We can show you where they are. I'm going to grab her hand as I'm being dragged along to Cold Wave. So I'm pulling her along after us as well.
Okay. I think as you kind of like dragging along, she looks discombobulated by you for sure. I think part of her like really wants to like wrench away, but I think you're being serious about this invitation, I assume, because I don't think you aren't.
Yes, I'm fully serious. They were absolutely beautiful and entrancing.
I look back and tell, like, what's her name? Diamond, whatever. She
Only
is
I
serious.
could see them.
She is serious. And she's a princess, so you better accept.
Yeah, Diamond does makes a face as she's trying to consider it, and I think this is a provoke from you. I want to see. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm actually not sure what Diamond does respond to this. I'm kind of sure, but I want to. You're provoking this a roll plus superior.
Okay, my superior is actually quite good. It's +2. So, so what color do I want? Lavender, I think.
Nice. It's a proper witchy.
So, so that would be a 7.
Nice. So on a 7 to 9, let's see. On a 7 to 9, they can choose one. Ooh, So the three choices, and I choose for this is just so you know. The three choices are: they stumble, you take +1 forward against them; they err, you gain a critical opportunity; or they overreact, you gain influence over them. I think when you say like, let's chase some butterflies, she has like an odd look on her face, and then kind of like wrenches almost a bit too hard to get away from Grimace, and she says like, "Oh no, I'm quite busy. I've got a full schedule. I'm campaigning for this proper presidential role, and well, but let's it's and I think it's there's a chance I might be well free, and I think that's like the overreaction is just like she actually lets slip that she's not as busy as she is. So you gain influence over her.
Okay.
Oh, good.
It's okay. We can go later.
She kind of just nods and kind of like, I wouldn't say darts away, but she walks really fast. She west wings away from you.
And I'm going to turn to Young then and go, she's nice.
Whatever. Come on, we need to go to my...
You don't think she's nice?
I think she's a nerd, but that's beside the point.
What's a nerd?
You don't... Yeah, fine, whatever.
Is it like some form of dragon?
Yes. Let's move on.
I think
I'm going on, but I'm turning back to look. I can't see her tail.
Yeah, she hides it with magic. Now, move on.
But dragon. And
I'll
at
tell-
this point, I think this point I actually bump into Cold. Are we going towards Cold Wave at this point, or
Yeah.
I think I actually bump into Cold Wave at this point while my attention's on something else entirely.
He heard everything that we just said, by the way, because we have heightened.
Yeah. He definitely heard that, but he's choosing to be professional and he says, actually, if you don't mind, Princess, I have a few private words to say to my nephew. And
Oh, by all means. And she's
Go
not
chase the
reading.
dragon.
Yes, I'll be right back. And I run off after Diamond Dust.
Huh. Yes,
she
sir.
certainly seems a handful.
Yes, sir. She is.
But I'm sure you can handle her, right?
Doing my best.
I've heard from your teachers that, well, I've heard what your best is, as Dave described it. And I do want to know if that is indeed the best you can do.
With her?
Well, not just her, Jay. With everything.
Yeah.
I know this isn't what you expected. School. Being a superhero, you would think.
That I'll be in good school, that's for sure. Anyway, yes, sir, I'll do better.
I think he sighs and he's looking around. He's reminiscing, and he's like, he basically just said that he did go through this school as well, and he says, "Well, I do hope by the end of it, doesn't matter. I do want you to keep your eyes out for something." Did you notice that girl at the end of the lecture? The one covered in glitter?
There were two of those.
The less rude one.
The one that didn't speak.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. I think I know her. She's in a class under me, I think.
We have her The staff informed me of her situation. You know, we do live a pretty weird life, and that one more than most.
I am walking around with an imaginary friend, so yes, we do weird life. Yes, thank you for that.
Exactly. Now, that girl, Mary Landry, she's not from this time. In fact, her current self. Her current self is someone, her future self, her adult self, is someone we've tussled with in the past. And he pulls out his phone, or I don't know, some sort of gadget doohickey that your family has, and pulls up like again this gif of like this creature, black goo creature taking over people in Parliament. And he says that, now I know Jay, you're one who wants to do good, who wants to be a hero. And there are certain types of heroics that are harder than most. It's easy to punch someone, but it's harder to direct someone to be good. That girl is someone who's fated to not be good. And I want you to, well, if not make sure, then at least see if she won't become like this. And again, she points at the black goo thing.
Wait, she needs more glitter.
Yeah, he doesn't laugh.
Sorry, sir.
I'd like to trust you on this, Jay. Think of it as like a chance. We all know academics. We'd like to believe academics are bunk. So this is your chance to prove that you're someone who can stand with me and the rest of your family. Are you up to it?
Yes, sir. Of course. Anything.
And he finally smiles. First time he smiled. And yeah, I don't think you already failed that in rejecting influence. I don't think I need to make you roll again. And he pats you in the on the shoulder. And it's basically like a off you go, a dismissal. Like, off you go now. Yeah, I think that's the end of that scene. I think I do want to know, like, we're going into like the phase that's basically like, oh, what scenes do you want to see sort of phase. So, and again, we can extrapolate this. I think we mentioned last session a debate is happening. I think I'm going to move that to next session. Mary has to do a debate. So I'll move that till then. So yeah, the day is kind of clear. Or like, is there what scenes do you kind of want to see for the rest of this session? I have some. If you don't have ideas, I have ideas. But like, is there any characters you want to like interact with or ensnare in your schemes? I don't know.
I want to talk to Princess Hollyhock.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's it.
I want to see people talk to Holly. I want to accidentally bump into Mary in the hallways.
Okay. Cool.
I think I'm in the wood shop, and I'm actually. I think if Serenade wants to talk to me, I think I'm actually going to be in the craft area and making a set of spectacles.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think Serenade wants to talk to you. I want you and Serenade to interact.
Oh,
that's me
okay.
as a player.
Okay.
I don't think Serenade has really noticed you.
In which case, I've gone to the craft box and basically pulled out all sorts of little things and stuck things to a set of glasses made from the end of Coke bottles. And I'm going around with these things on, actually trying to find diamond dust, because I've made magic goggles that'll see through the magic and let me see her as a dragon.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
I think as you're in the crafts room, I guess, looking for your Goro thingies, Serenade will come in, and they're looking for something themselves because they're working on projects, and they will say, "Oh, I did not know you would be here.
Oh,
I do not want to disturb you."
no, it's okay. Hello.
You seem nervous.
Not at all. No. Would you like to? Yeah. Look what I've made. And I'll pick up the glasses and shove them on and turn around and go, I've made magic glasses. Oh, we can see through any illusions. We can see through any cloaking. We can see the truth. Those actually can be quite dangerous. Just think of what we can see. Oh, come on, let's go and use them. And I'm going to grab Serenade's hand and basically...
Serenade will just go back and not let you grab their hand. Please, I do not like to be touched. And you are not quite real.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm real. I'm
There's
real.
Something very strange about your vibrations, though. Huh. I wish I could get this glitter out of my hair. I can't. It interferes with
Oh,
my
that's beautiful.
It is. Is it?
And she starts to glitter. She starts to twinkle herself. She starts to actually. It's not so much glitter as on there. The glitter wasn't there, and then suddenly it is on her, as her shape-shifting powers come into use.
You are glittering now. Does that mean you will join our political campaign?
But yes. What are we doing? What are we campaigning against?
We are not campaigning. We are kind of campaigning against all other contenders. Do you know that we have student council elections, and you do not know what these are, right?
No. So we're campaigning against the other people?
Yes.
Oh,
but only
I
with
better
words.
Go get my sword.
No swords.
And she grabs a stick off the actual table. Here we go.
No.
I got my sword.
We can't use swords. We can't beat up the other candidates. That is not allowed. That is not how elections work.
Oh, sorry. And she picks up another stick. So my axe then?
No fighting. No punching. No hitting people.
Oh, she puts down the stick and picks up the original stick she picks up and holds it. So we get to go and sing music at them, and it's a battle of the band style thing.
I do not believe that would work. But
yes, it would.
I like the idea.
She strikes a chord on this piece of stick.
There's a weird reaction because when you strike a chord, strike a chord on the stick, the Serenade will just pull back and look around very cautiously and look at you like, how? I cannot see how you are doing that. This is very strange.
Oh, I'm good at this. And she plays a melody on it. But it's one of these slow, very old-fashioned ballads, the sort of thing you'd see in a Errol Flynn movie where the hero is riding through the forest on the back of a horse and just plucking away at a lute.
I think I'll try to join that, because suddenly there is some sound in this room that kind of fits, because this is an ocean sound like the waves would make, but in time to your music.
I do want to ask, is Serenade trying to pierce the mask here as they're trying to figure out?
Oh yes, I'm trying to figure out what this is.
Yeah, and you're gonna roll with your incredibly bad mundane.
Oh yes, I have to roll with mundane. I don't know how I would. Well, okay, I'll just roll with it. And yes, I've rolled a 4, so wow.
Yeah, you're incredibly bad mundane that you locked.
Yes, I know. I don't know what, but I can ask her what she is afraid of.
Yes, that's one of your moves.
Yes. So tell me, what
So
are you afraid of?
Being alone.
Okay, fair
okay,
enough.
but that
Nice.
was still a failure. So
Yeah.
I think I'll save that for now. Cut away from the moment. This panel, like,
Uh,
go ahead. Go ahead, Ollie.
okay, sorry, Leandro. I'm playing the stick,
Mhm.
and I'd like to invoke one of my moves if I could as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a move which is alien tech, quote unquote, the power of belief.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
I'm playing this song on this stick, and I'm going to try and use the move. If I succeed, actually, let me roll the dice, and I'll actually tell you what I do if I succeed.
Okay. Roll plus freak.
That would be a 12.
Oh Jesus! All right. So on a hit, you create a device that can do something impossible once, and then fizzle. When you roll 10 plus, you can choose one. It rolls exceptionally well, or you get an additional use out of it. So what is this?
It goes exceptionally well, and I think there's that the song that I sing actually twigs something in Serenade's memory of the time
Oh.
before the implant.
No, that's improbable because Serenade was, I think, 4 days old in the time before the implant. But you could trigger one of the older hosts, one of the older memories
I'll
of the
say,
implant.
maybe this device can do that. It's just not Serenade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yep, I'm fine with that. I trigger a memory from one of the previous hosts.
Ooh. Ooh, what's the memory? Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I was thinking about Sabine. Would you like to actually name that? Because I'm less interested in imposing something on you, and more interested in seeing what you do with this.
I think this is actually something pretty ancient, I guess, because the Serenade implant wasn't always in the hands of an evil cult. There was a time before that, and I think this is one of the first memories when one of the carriers were actually trying to talk to the implant. This is more like it wasn't really a conversation. It was a musical kind of conversation. They were making songs at each other and connecting via music.
Okay.
It's very peaceful, actually. Very non-confrontational.
So when did the implant change? What changed it?
And the Dreaming
Did
Heaven choir changed it.
So was it stolen?
It was, I think, kidnapped, maybe. It was taken. And then they worked on it and made it do stuff they liked it to do. And I'm trying to reverse that, but I have not been successful much.
So the first memory that you get, the older memory, was it human?
Yes.
And
the
given
implant
you're
wasn't,
saying that
the implant wasn't, but the person talking to the implant was human.
okay, and given that you're saying this is an ancient memory, is that actually in the past or in the future?
It's in the past.
What name lingers in your mind? What does she remember from that scene? What's that one crystallizing thing that
It's
just
not a name.
lingers in her vision?
It's not a name. I think it's a musical phrase, like a melody, a little.
Okay, so I think the scene comes back in, and I've strummed the last chord on this stick, and as I strum it, the stick withers and falls to dust. And I sigh and look up.
I
So
think
they always do that.
the ocean sounds will recede at that point.
They always do that. They never last. And she looks dejected.
That was quite the impression, and I believe the memory will last. Thank you.
She smiles. You're welcome. Now come on, let's go and find a dragon. And she reaches for your hand again and tries to pull you.
And I will get away from you. Please do not touch me.
Okay.
But let us go and find a dragon. And
Yes! and she
No
bounds
idea.
out. She's literally bounded out of the room, and she's slipping on the X-ray specs or magical glasses or whatever.
Okay. I guess let's go find a dragon.
All right, I think it's the end of the scene. I do want to add one thing, because I did not give a consequence for that failed roll. For the failed pierce the mask. I think you don't notice this because the two of you are off chasing dragons. But everyone else in the woodshop crafting room has been staring at the two of you, and I don't know how it's communicated in the camera or in the comic book, so to speak. But those ocean waves, that musical phrase, everyone in the school heard that. The device worked really well, exceptionally well, and I think everyone heard that memory, including the other two PCs. I think that whatever they're doing, it's like, oh, you hear that musical phrase, and yeah, it was a good thing. It was a good time, but there are people interested in Serenade, so who knows? We reach the hour, the next hour. So let's take a quick five, and then we'll cut to Jay and Mary. See how they're doing. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You're talking to like a superhero family. It'll be fine. Be grand. So be back in 5. For some reason, I mentioned this is the first time I've GM for you, Kerwin, and I realized that's not remotely true. I've done this before.
Yeah, Beam Saver unfortunately fell through for me with work, which is a pity.
Not just
'cause I would.
yeah, yeah, that would have been great. But no, we did Misspent Youth back in
Oh yes,
January.
of course we did. Yes, sorry, that seems such a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, and that was also a cursed series, so to speak. But we got your very sweary youth.
That was so much fun to play.
The muting and the buzzer really made it. Really made it. No, that was great.
I think I've still got the app on my phone.
Oh, hell yeah! I mean that kind of character trait. I guess if someone says, "Oh, this series is PG-13," that's a time to bust out that app.
This series is not G13.
Oh, is it? I guess it is.
I have to say though, I'm from Britain. I don't know what PG-13 actually means.
Well, neither do I. So, it's like one swear. I'm not sure.
Down here we have PG 12, 15, and
I think PG-13 means that you can say fuck once in a movie. Once.
And you've just
And make
used
it
our
count.
1-1 now.
No, you've beeped it out. We can say fuck again. Oh, we're on camera. Damn.
You're allowed to have disguise swears, if a car backfires every time you try to say fuck. It doesn't count.
All right. So while Holly and Serenade were having their bonding moment. Yeah. Yeah, so Mary, where are you when Jay runs into you? Like, what are you up to, Mary?
No, there could be bunches of things. If Jay literally walks right into me, it's probably that I did a U-turn to either cover up one of those weird posters or saw that one of mine had been doodled on or something and I've got to replace it. I mean, things happen in high schools. I'm probably distracted by something on the walls, or maybe I'm just chatting someone in the hallway. I don't know. What sort of thing would you like to walk into me doing, Jay?
Something where you don't see that you actually walk right into it. What would you be doing that you're not actually looking?
I am busily texting Stalwart, who still hasn't shown up to class, begging off that the helmet doesn't work or something. And into you.
Yeah, they texted back saying they're calling in sick.
Yeah, and I'm texting I mean, it's okay. If you don't
And
want
bang.
to be seen, but bang, what? Oops.
Your phone flies up in the sky. Well, up.
I will make a scrambly dive to catch my phone before it can fall and break.
I probably immediately catch it in the air, I'm way tall, so it's and I give it to you.
Thanks. Sorry. Thanks. Finish my text.
Hi. I was told your name is Mary.
Yeah. Mary Landry. Nice to meet you. You're
running for the.
And she has a hand extended you were gonna give her your name, and she's just sitting there oh no, social protocol is breaking down.
Oh, Jay. Yeah, my name is Jay. So you're running for the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, posters just popped up, and that's a little weird, but I was kind of planning to run for vice president, so I guess president is a pretty similar position, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but with all the glitter.
The universe itself wants me to win, I guess. Also, Serenade is really good with the copy machine. I mean, they're scary.
And what is with all the glitter? And what do you mean? Wait, what? It just appeared?
Yeah, I mean, I've run for vice president before back in like my time. I'm not from now. I'm not sure if you heard that yet, but I'm not. But somebody apparently has really good taste because they had glittery posters up, and I believe strongly in the marketing power of glitter, I suppose you'd say. It catches the eye. It looks very exciting. It shows that I am a fun choice.
Chocolate captures the eye.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Diamond Dust posters are very boring by comparison.
Yes, yes, they are. That we can agree on. Wait, so you're from the past?
Yeah, I am from the. Oh, heck. I'm.
I actually know.
Hmm?
I actually know.
Oh, you do? Okay, then I don't have to do the whole spiel about.
No, you don't. You don't. Um,
Wait, why do you know? Is that like part of the briefing? Are you part of the displaced student program too?
no. Um, I'm Cold Wave's cousin. I think it's
Oh.
cousin. Yeah, nephew, whatever, English. Well, this will sound weird, but I was told to. Help.
With the campaign?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Do you want like a stack of flyers, or are you more of a handing out buttons kind of person?
Flyers would be fine.
And she's already digging in like her
What's you running on?
backpack.
What's your promise?
We're still kind of working on that because we're not totally sure that promising roller skating parties at the end of the year is going to work in this time.
In this time? Oh, right. Yeah. The past, the future. No, that's nonsense.
It's not
Wait.
as popular anymore, I'm told.
Did you plan to promise that in the past?
Yeah.
Did you
All
win?
of
in
my
the past?
tactics are aimed for. I didn't yet. I mean, the whole time skip thing happened, and also there was really cutthroat competition for vice president last year. I mean, it was not last year. Last year, like years ago, there. You should have heard some speeches. They were really good. And she's busily like digging through her backpack, and like glitter glue is falling out. She's trying to find a roll of stickers to hand you.
I kind of take it quietly and I'm like, okay, so what should I tell people you're running on?
Diamond Dust thinks she already won the election, but shouldn't just let her tell you what to do. Vote for the Sparkly Fun option.
Vote for not her, basically.
Yeah.
That
I
might
think that's
actually
a big
work.
segment of the school that doesn't like her very much. She's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, that's a big selling point, actually. Okay. I'll try.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Your uncle seems nice.
Sure he does.
No. Sorry, I'm just gonna cut in there a bit. It sounds like the two of you are trying to figure each other out.
Yeah. I'm just not sure who's piercing the mask more.
I think it's both.
Probably Jay more, but yes.
Yeah, but I will say, Mary, this random person just came in to offer to help your campaign. Are you not curious at all, Mary?
I am super curious. I am still trying to figure out why the heck, like, the world is trying to make me campaign and why people are volunteering randomly for it. But
He's
last time I
trying
rolled
to.
that, I got a 4, so.
Yeah, let's see how much I get.
Yeah, let's see yours first. But yeah, you got a 4, so more potential.
Oh, I got less. I
Wait,
get
really? What? Oh my god! Oh my god! What's happening?
I get a lot of fails today.
Yeah, somehow. Okay, I was not prepared for this, so let's cut back from. Okay, hold on. Let me think. All right. Yeah, no one is good at figuring each other out. That's amazing.
Yeah, did you hear our conversation? That was the most non-conversation ever done ever.
Yeah. I
If it
think.
helps, I rolled a 13 this time.
Ooh,
Oh.
so not a 4.
But yes, cut to whatever you like.
Okay. Okay. All right. Wait.
No, that means you have stuff to do.
I mean, yeah, you did get success in that. So, I'll bank Jay's failure for the moment. And if you have questions, let's see, on a 10 plus for Pierce the Mask. Yeah, you got 3 questions.
Oh my goodness, I have to ask 3 questions.
Yeah.
So I guess, what are you really planning to the tune of, you obviously didn't meet me to join my campaign. What's up?
So what exactly is the question? What am I really planning?
Yeah.
Trying to understand what in the process of from you to her or they. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Goo monster.
Yeah, to Goo Monster, from you to Goo Monster. What happened? What exactly can be changed?
And what do you intend to do about it, I guess?
Well, I probably don't just tell you that directly, but I want you to lose.
No, I'm totally just trying to read the vibe. I don't think I'm asking these questions out loud, but yes.
I was listening in class.
Oh no.
Why?
Yeah, the rest of the questions here don't hit very close to what I was after.
The why is because she won too.
I guess I am curious how I could gain influence over you, but I expect the answer is that it would be really tricky.
Get influence over me?
Yeah.
Quit the campaign.
Oh no! Harsh! Cutting me right to the quick. Okay, that was awesome.
Oh my gosh. And so okay, yeah, I'll cut away from now because I don't know what the reaction is going to be for Jay's failed roll. So cut to the other 2 unless yeah, God. Yeah.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting dragons.
I will try to stop her from actually injuring people, and also I will try to figure out what I maybe I have an idea. She has this mentor. Maybe we should go and find him. I mean, I'll run after her for a while because dragon sounds interesting, and I'm not too sure what's real and what is not with this person. So maybe she can find a dragon, and I can punch that. Seems
Who's the
reasonable as an
dragon?
expectation.
Where do you before we get to finding Jay?
Jay told me earlier that Diamond Dust was a nerd, and Princess Hollyhock doesn't know what a nerd is. So she asked if it was a form of dragon, and he said yes, and that she was hiding her tail with magic. So I think I come across Diamond Dust as she's in one of her campaign events, and she's giving out cupcakes and the like.
Oh hell yeah, yes. This is at the quad. I'm imagining Prospect Academy totally has like a big yard quad in between where the buildings are. And yeah, she has a big stand. It's way bigger than any other people's stands. Mary doesn't even have a stand to give out
know.
cupcakes. What's up with
Oh,
that?
we should do that. But what are we doing?
We're gonna go and see her as see her real form. She's a dragon. A dragon. I
Are
haven't
you
seen a dragon in
certain
weeks.
that maybe she doesn't want you to see her as a dragon? Have you considered that?
Oh no, she's playing. She's playing like hide and seek.
No, I think she doesn't want people to know that she is a dragon, if she is indeed one. I think we should respect that. I mean, we cannot walk around and tell people who they are. That is capitalism, and capitalism is bad, I am told.
But people tell me who I am. That's how I am. If it wasn't for people, I wouldn't be what I am.
But what do you want to be?
I want to be fun.
Well,
I want to have great big adventures. I want people to come along with me on these adventures. I want to see the highest mountains. I want to smell the flowers. I want to see bright colored things. The
highest mountains are very far away from here.
And I want to see a dragon. Let's go see a dragon.
I do not know where to find a dragon, but we can ask a teacher where to find a real dragon that wants to be seen as a dragon.
I'll put on the glasses and I'll turn around to look at Diamond Dust. And again, I'm going to use my alien tech power.
Okay, go ahead.
Then you're going to pierce her mask.
Well, yeah, let's see how this alien tech does. Because the thing is, it can do something impossible once. So
okay, that's a 10. So I'm going to turn her into a dragon.
Wait. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my God. Why did we go back to Prospect Academy? This keeps happening. This keeps happening. People do things and then have to react to them. Usually it's okay. All right. Okay. So you're gonna turn into a dragon.
Okay, so I put the glasses on. I look at her. As I look in, and literally I walk up right, looking straight at her, and I think there's this moment of her going and basically getting really comfortable with it. Oh, your scales sparkle so nice.
She kind of looks at you and kind of like tries to ignore you.
And look at your teeth, and I look at her mouth. Oh, your teeth are huge. Oh, and they're so white. How do you get them so clean?
I think she was in the middle of talking to someone, and I think the student who is part of the clique called the Kingdom. So he has goat horns and a nice goatee. He's a goat person. He's just like, she's quite right. Your teeth are quite nice.
And I'll go around behind her and I go, look at your tail, and I'll pretend to step over a giant tail that's not actually there. And then I'll duck under her wings and go and take off the glasses. You're beautiful. And at that point, I think the change starts to take place.
Oh, God. Okay. I think this is going to be another roll. You have the device that can do this, but let's see if it goes well. I think it is definitely an unleash your powers. That's a roll with freak. And you have influence over her, so you got a +1.
Yeah.
You know what? Woke up today thinking, we're going to run masks.
Sorry, hang on 1 second. Sorry, I re-rolled Mary's instead, so that's an 8.
Okay, it's an 8. So on a 79 with Unleash Your Powers, you can either mark a condition or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I'm going to mark a condition, I think.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Okay, what's the condition? How are you feeling as this change for us.
As she's growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm realizing just how big a dragon she is, and she is literally expanding to fill the quad. I'm getting a little bit afraid.
All right, I'll mark that for you. And I think, the change happens probably faster than she can react to it. But when it does, she, oh my god, I'm imagining this is like a very like cartoonish sort of storybook sort of dragon. I think she reacts not the best, and she lets out this very animalistic, kind of horrible screech. Uh,
I want to stand in defense of Hollyhock.
okay, all right, okay. Okay, I'll let you roll that because I think definitely that's a Serenade's instincts for sure. Defend is to roll plus savior. So if you don't mind.
It's an 8.
All right, so on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger, escalate the situation. First pick: do you add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear condition?
I'd add a team to the pool because I think we might need that for the debate later on. And also, then I will expose myself to danger.
Okay. Yeah. So what happens is that you stand in defense, and a dragon diamond. Ooh, that's the name of my next band. Diamond Dragons. There we go. That's my lower end fantasy David Bowie. Well, not David Bowie. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, the dragon that is diamond dust kind of like screeches and whirls and turns, and the tail kind of like swings around. She doesn't look like she's doing this like um consciously, but the tail does hit you, Serenade. You're gonna take a powerful blow for me.
Ouchie. I roll with conditions, right?
Yes.
Which I don't have. And I don't want to roll high.
Yes, you don't want to roll high.
Oh, I rolled a 10. So yeah. Ouch.
Huh.
Yeah, well.
All right. So on a 10 plus, you choose one. Remove yourself from the situation, lose control of yourself and your powers in a terrible way, or 2 from the 7 to 9.
I think lose control of powers in a terrible way sounds kind of nice, but do I want to? Okay, somebody's rubbing their hands, so yeah, sure, let's lose control of my powers in a terrible way.
What does that look like?
That probably looks like an attack, because I've got these impossible fighting skills, and this is a threat now. So.
Oh yeah, okay. So here's how it looks. So Serenade improbably has some experience fighting giant impossible things. Somehow. See, and here's the box where I say, see suits, masks to suits, session 12 for that. Yeah, I think Serenade reacts with all the instincts they have, their programming, their fighting skills, and they just scale this dragon and start trying to find its weak spot. But the thing is, and you notice this, Princess Hollyhock, the dragon's trying to fly away. Like when they swung their tail, it was to turn away to fly into the sky out of like panic or desperation, because they just got turned into a dragon. And yeah, but Serenade looks like they're taking them down, so they're not flying off. And I think the dragon kind of crashes back down, and I think there's like a stream of like, there's some of the teachers gonna come by, and I think yeah, Serenade's good at climbing, but yeah. Okay, here's who kind of comes out to put down the situation. There's like a puff of like crimson hellfire smoke in front of you, Hollyhock, and out comes the headmaster, our demon from the Cobalt Dimension, and I think he just kind of intones enough, and like this circle of brimstone and hellfire kind of like forms around dragon dust, dragon dust, the dragon that is diamond dust, and kind of like his appearance kind of calms things down. But I think Serenade is still kind of like in attack mode, so a bunch of teachers have to like come and restrain them. And I think you're seeing all this kind of Holly, and the headmaster turns to you.
When Serenade's up there, I'm basically flying up to try and grab her and pull her back. No, don't hit her. Don't hit her. You could choose not to do this. You get a choice. We don't. Me and her don't. Don't hit her. She's beautiful. You people, you can choose how you react. I'm trying to. Do you have any conditions marked at the moment, Sabine?
I have not, but I was suggesting that I would mark some conditions and more or less restrain myself, like letting myself being restrained and taking a condition for that. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you feeling?
I am feeling guilty, I guess. Yeah, I'm feeling very guilty. I mean, I should be more in control of this.
Thank you. Thank you for saving me. I didn't realize she was so big when I looked at her. I must have been a long way away.
Do not worry. And I'm going quietly next to you. It was fun.
It wasn't it?
Do you think
we would have? Do you think we're both covered in glitter? Do you think they'll think this is to do with the election?
No. It doesn't. It hasn't. Oh my God. Oh, they don't say. Oh my God. Oh no, Mary. I
think you hear a voice from behind the two of you saying, "Well, the two of you will have a devil of a time explaining to me exactly what this is all about." And the headmaster's there, and he's wide, he's big, he has like his face is literally carved in granite. He has like a square chin. His eyes are holes carved into rock, and they spout a bit of fire behind those eyes. And I think we'll cut away from there. He's looking at the two of you like, And oh yeah, I still need a consequence for Jay. I think while this is happening, before the whole dragon, you hear the screech of the dragon fire. I think what happens to Jay? He's the one who failed.
They must know I'm behind on this. They know I'm behind on this.
Yeah, I think what happens is the two of you are talking, and a teacher comes up to the two of you, Mary and Jay. I think you both know them, but you know specifically about Mary. It's the gym teacher. We give her name as Nictia. Yeah, she's former street vigilante. She's a bit scarred, but she's still kind of smiling. But she doesn't like she's smiling. Imagine her. She looks a bit more slight than you expect for a gym teacher. Actually, no. She's tall and wears a tracksuit. There, I've changed my mind in the moment. Tall and wears a tracksuit. That's all I've got. Yeah, I think. Yeah, she marches up to the two of you, and I think at this point, that's when you hear like the dragon screeching in the distance, and she's like, Mr. Is it what's Jay's last name? Sorry.
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yes,
yeah.
it's Eleanor.
Mr. Eleanor, Headmaster Gray sent me to find you and tell you that you're wanted in his office.
Yes, ma'am. Do you know why?
It's to do with the student you're mentoring.
Oh, sure. She found a dragon?
You can say that, and you hear the boom, as the dragon is diamond just lands on the ground. Be that as it may, please make yourself known to the headmaster as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mary got a text from Serenade, so she's like gonna make a very awkward like, oh, sorry, I've got things to do, and like try to, as quickly as she can without getting yelled at for running in hallways, scoot off in the direction of dragons.
Miss Landry, a word.
Yes.
And I think Nictia, with her eyes, tells you Jay to feck off. And I think she looks at you and kind of says like, "What are your intentions with Mr. Eleanor, Miss Landry?"
I'm not planning to date him, if that's what you're asking.
She raises an eyebrow
You
and says,
like wanted to join my campaign, so I gave him some stickers. That's all that happened.
I think she raises an eyebrow and kind of like just like laughs a bit, and then she kind of like says, "Funny, I guess history just keeps repeating itself." And I think she kind of like looks around and then trying to figure out. I know what she wants, but I'm trying to figure out how she's going about it because she's his teacher. We decided had history with Silhouette, with yourself, and I think no, she straight up asked this, and says like, "Well, then, what are your intentions with this election? If you win, you're the one we're gonna have to be working with." Don't worry, I've asked everyone else this question as well.
I mean, I think I can do a better job than Diamond Dust. I mean, she's her and not great for a lot of my friends.
I think she's gonna. She again does that little laugh. I think. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how the phrase is again. It's a bit of a moment, and I think she says like, she has this like penetrating stare, and it says like, "Well, I guess those intentions are quite noble." And I think what I'm getting at is she's trying to shift your labels.
I was gonna ask if she tried to shift my labels because I totally have moves for that.
Absolutely. I think no, what she says is just like, huh. I guess that's entirely noble. But then again, that's what you've said in the past. And yeah, absolutely. She's shifting your labels to put your savior down and your danger up. What she's telling you is that like, no, yeah, you're kind of going, you're acting very much like what your future self was in kind of this same scenario.
I'm gonna reject that because my friends believed in me and told me to run, and Casey wouldn't tell a goo monster to run. Casey has standards, so.
Casey, who's mysteriously missing. We'll find out why next week.
I'm sure she had important business to tend to elsewhere.
Cool. Let's roll for savior. Let's hope someone actually. Well, no, people have succeeded. It's just people suck at figuring each other out.
I got a 13 again.
Oh God. All right. So on a 10 plus, choose 2. Holy crap. Well, you can't clear. You can clear condition or mark potential by immediately proving them wrong. You can shift one label up and one label down, your choice, or you can cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them. So you get 2 of those.
I'm gonna cancel her influence and take +1 forward. But what's my other choice? I want to mark potential by acting to immediately prove her wrong. And I don't know if it will actually prove her wrong or not. But it's gonna be like, yeah, I'm not them, and you need to stop acting like that. I have friends, and I'm gonna go help one of them. Okay, not like a monster or anything.
I think she's a bit taken aback with you, like just you answering back, and then she kind of like sighs, and she says like she had friends too as well, you know. Just watch yourself, Miss Landry. And yeah, she leaves you. Oh, unless you want to say something, she's gonna leave you in that hallway.
I can do that defiant glare thing until I think that I'm dismissed, and then turn off and run as fast as I can without being stopped for running in the hallways.
Oh, all right. So let's cut to you, Jay. You're heading towards the headmaster's office, and I think outside the headmaster's office is Holly and Serenade. They've been made to wait outside the office.
Holly is as small as she can be. She's basically in the form of a squirrel, and she's there's this big chair and there's little squirrel sitting there, and you can tell by the demeanor that the squirrel is nervous and afraid, and it keeps on looking around. And
Serenade is sitting very stiffly on that chair, like they are still standing to attention, but have been told to sit down, and now they're sitting down, but they're sitting there. This is not a comfortable sitting way.
I go in and I look at Holly and I'm like, be a person now. Look like a person and not like a squirrel now.
And I think him wanting me to actually look like a person rather than a squirrel is what actually does it, rather than any intention on her behalf. So she slowly morphs up. I found that dragon. It was brilliant. But I think I'm in trouble.
I think I'm in trouble. Thank you very much.
But why would you be in trouble? You've not done anything wrong.
I look at Serenade and I'm like, remember that there's another person there. I sit down on a chair too.
I don't want to go in there. Can we go get ice cream instead?
We cannot. We have done something wrong, and we must face that.
Even though
I
I
haven't
didn't do
done anything wrong.
Yes,
I haven't done anything wrong. She's a dragon.
She wasn't really a dragon.
No, she was a dragon.
Yeah, I have to support this. She was a dragon.
No.
She was quite big.
She is a dragon.
No. She, and I pointed at Holly, is an imaginary friend that does things. I don't know.
I'm not imaginary. I'm real.
It felt quite real, that dragon, but I will concede that she might have magical powers. And I apologize for talking like you aren't here. I will
The
consider
dragon has
you
magical powers.
No, you have magical powers, Holly.
You,
Don't?
oh God.
No, I don't have any magic. I'm just me. I'm what people make me.
Well, they made you a very powerful magical person. Anyway, we're all in trouble. I don't know why you're in trouble.
Me,
Yeah?
because I tried to protect the princess here, and I might have overreacted a bit.
You were brilliant.
Did you
Thank you.
punch her?
Hmm?
Did you punch Diamond?
Yes, I punched the dragon, even
she
though I
caught
knew she was diamond dust, and I shouldn't have done that.
She caught the dragon by the tail. You know that tail that you said that she hides with magic?
Oh, wow.
Oh, you should see her. Come on. Let's go to the gym and see her.
No, we were waiting for the principal, right?
Oh, he'll be ages in there. We can be back before he calls us.
Right now, we have to stay here and wait.
You hear a voice rumble from the door saying, "J. Eleanor." Doors open. They're double doors. They creak open a bit. You can smell the brimstone inside.
Just me?
Just you.
I walk slowly there with my head down.
I Yeah, I think Magnus Gray's office is it's very like an English dean's sort of office. I think it's like half an oval room. You know, like when you come in, it's a flat, but it's an oval when you look out. And I think there's like a window behind his desk, and there's shelves of books carved in the wall, and yeah, there's a big window behind. And I think the window is overlooking the quad of Prospect Academy, and you can see behind him. If you can see behind his big bulk, that there's a cleanup going on, trying to fix the quad from where the dragon landed.
Landed, eh?
Yeah. But he is kind of staring behind you, behind his desk, and he gestures at the seat in front of him.
I see.
Mr. Eleanor, do you know what your charge has been up to and was up to?
Well, I wasn't with her.
That's correct. You're not with her. Why is that exactly?
I just kind of mumble, like, I don't give an answer.
I think he clenches his fist together and kind of like leans forward and puts he does that thing on the desk, and he says, "You're not setting yourself up here for. You're not in a good position. I'll tell you right now, Mr. Eleanor. The less you have to say, the worse it is."
I don't know. She wanted to. I went to talk with someone, a friend. I don't need her around me all the time. I'm not 5.
A lot of influences being rejected today. This is what kind of feels like. And I think here's the line that's kind of clinched it. The headmaster kind of says, I know very well that you're not 5. In fact, you're more than 5. You're close to being an adult in the eyes of the law. And I would have expected that you would have started acting like one. And yeah, he's totally shifting your labels here. He is shifting your superior up and your danger down. He's telling you to be smart unless. Actually, no, not your danger. You're mundane. I'd say he's telling you to be a bit smarter. That's trusting whatnot. You're muted.
I don't even know if I should. I'm gonna roll for it. Why not? Just
All right.
gonna
Okay, flat roll.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Wow.
Yeah, it means I have to shift so mundane down and spear up. And I think I didn't shift the last one, so it should be
Ooh, yeah.
even worse. Or better, depends how you look at it.
Yeah, I've already forgotten what the other one was, but like, yeah,
Same.
yeah, market condition as well. How are you feeling?
God, I'm gonna say guilty, but more hopeless than guilty right now.
I think hopeless makes sense. I think, yeah, it hits you, and I guess you kind of shrink back to your seat and just drink away a bit. And he sighs again, and he says, "Don't misunderstand me, Mr. Eleanor. I'm not your enemy here. It just so happens that your charge, well, the student they waylaid into their magic happens to have very powerful connections. And they're looking for heads to roll."
What did she do? Did she actually turn Diamond into a dragon?
In any other school, I would say that's ludicrous, but you know where we are, Mr. Eleanor.
Can she turn her back?
We're working on it. But it seems that whatever your charge's magic has done, we would need her cooperation. But like I said, Diamond Dust is quite connected. And they're looking for someone to answer for this.
Wait, me?
I think he kind of like shrugs in a way a statue can't. You figured that out. And he says, "Oh, everyone's gonna catch shit for this. For you, I'm trying to make it as light as possible, Miss Eleanor. For you, it would mean a suspension."
I don't think. Oh, he's gonna be so pissed.
I think he knows who you're talking about. And he's gonna rumble in his you hear like his threatening rumble in his chest as if like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, we've tussled. But he says like, yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Eleanor.
Well, fine. I guess I don't have much to do about it. Is there?
I think he kind of like chuckles bitterly and says, "It would appear so."
Fine, whatever. Anyway, you should put Holly in a kindergarten. Not high school.
I think he chuckles again and says like, "Frankly, I'm not sure if it's the better or the worse option."
guess she does need some adults around her. And yet you put me around there, whatever. Guess I'm an adult.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Out of character. I'm sorry. To you, poor Jay. Yeah, I think since we're nearing close to time, I'm just gonna have like a quick. I'm just gonna ask each of you a quick vignette to close out this issue. Poor Jay is made to suffer. I'm sorry. There's like a quick vignette because I don't want to have to go through like what the headmaster says to each person. But like, yeah, kind of like imagine if this is like, God, what was that? If this is like Grey's Anatomy and we're at the closing montage and some pop song is playing, what's the last we see of each character for this issue or episode? Or yeah, if there's like a snapshot for now.
Okay, I think you see a picture of Hollyhock in the principal's office. He's talking to her. He points to the door, and you can see that there's a stamp he picks up, and it goes over a file. Expelled. And she walks out, and she's walking away dejected. And as she's walking away, you can see a man in a black suit, totally not a member of the government at all, who basically walks up to the office, knocks on the door, goes in. There's a few seconds later, and he's walking outside, and you can see he's got that expel folder, and he rips it up, puts it in the trash bin, and walks off.
Oh, that's beautiful. Damn government.
That's me. Anyone else?
Yeah, like if anyone has an idea, they can jump in.
Yeah, I think when the Serenade goes in, it's more like making a military report. Like, yes, there was a danger. I was trying to keep Princess Hollyhock from doing damage. She did. My response wasn't optimal. I will try to do better next time, and I will clean up the mess that the dragon left behind. And since the fact is that Serenade is not very qualified to look after something like Princess Hollyhock or a dragon, I think the principal will cut them a little slack at least, and just tell them to go and clean up the plaza where the whole thing happened, and then they go out with a broom and just try to get this in order.
Aww. What about yourselves, Mary, Jay?
Well, I think Jay should be the last because
Yeah, definitely. Oh, this is gonna be funny when someone has to drop out next week and you're back next week, which might happen, but who knows? But yeah, we'll leave Jay for last. Mary, what's the last we see of you for today?
Mary, we probably see like sitting cross-legged on her bed because nobody sits properly anywhere. We always cross our legs. We established that last time. Looking through something that she must have found, like in the school library or whatnot. And it is an old yearbook, and she is trying to find the pictures of herself back in the 80s when apparently she was enrolled here.
Yeah, and I think you'll I think we end like the the panel, you turn and you see like it's a picture of yourself, Mary Landry, student council president, a few years old, maybe 2 years older than you are now. Hair is a bit longer, and she definitely looks old. Actually, no, you can see that it's 2 years after like you 2 years after like you came here, I guess, or the year you were abducted to the future. But you can see that you can't really see. It looks like she looks exactly like you are now. I just figured like if you're a shapeshifter, how do you control aging and whatnot? But like you can see that like she looks exactly as you do now. But only the years can say that she's older.
Can I make a suggestion?
Ooh, what's a suggestion?
Yes.
Prom king and prom queen. Mary and Jack Elner. Oh, sorry, what was it, Elner or Elnor?
Yeah,
Not,
Eleanor.
not me. You mean?
Yeah, I mean cold front.
Yeah,
cold way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Is that
into
okay?
that if Harris is into it.
I don't care.
Sweet. Yeah, that's awful.
Not
but I
me.
love it.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
It's your NPC.
Once you make them, they're not yours anymore.
Ah, well.
They grow up to their own.
They kind of do, yeah. I know some NPCs who've left the roost. Anyway, what's the last we see of Jay?
You probably see him at the entrance to the school, like the big gate, and he kind of looks back, and he probably looks exactly where Mary is supposed to be, because she said she's at the library or something, and he's looking at the library, like he knows that she's there, and he can't go there and keep doing what he was told to do. And he kind of like head down, just exits the school, and then and probably his phone starts ringing, and he sees who it is, and it's like, God damn
Oh, poor Jay.
it. He was made to suffer. Don't worry.
No.
I made it boring, so he would have a lot to do.
I just feel bad because like your previous character was super powerful, and now your character just gets the world just craps on you. Okay, all right. I think we can end it there. I can add one last twist. Now that I say that, now I can't not add a one last twist. But no, we'll end it there. Or oh God, why did I say that
Do it,
loud?
Phil.
We really want to hear about the twist, Leandro. Please give us the twist.
Okay, we're just. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, could we see a scene with Diamond Dust Dragon?
Ah, man, it kind of ties into. Okay, all right, okay. I want to know, where does Princess Hollyhock sleep?
She has a bed. She doesn't sleep on it. She tends to go outside and crawl up in the tree, or just wander off and find somewhere to actually crawl up. Beds are for dreamers, and she's not a dreamer.
I think there is a moment where like either. Oh,
Actually, I've got a better one. She sleepwalks.
okay, all right. I think when you wake up, you'll see that someone's tucked a note into like your clothes. You feel like the note on it, and when you pull it out, and the note says, "You've come to find me, haven't you, princess?"
Yes. And I'm waking up everyone, and basically she's running over the entire quad, and she's doing handsprings and cartwheels, and she's stopping to talk to the 7-foot tall cat, which isn't actually there, and she's celebrating for all the world to actually see.
Cool. All right. I think that's where we'll end the issue then. Holy crap. That was an issue and a half. So let's do end of session before I forget. Thanks for reminding me, Sabine. All right. So end of session moves. At the end of a session, at the end of every session, each player will choose one. So we'll start from left to right in the character keeper. How are you feeling, Mary? I feel like I asked that every session.
Isn't there a spatial end of session for the Phoenix Academy?
No, that's for that's if I declared a test at the start, which I didn't.
Because I think I succeeded in disappointing an adult, but whatever.
Yeah, well, that just happened. I'm sorry. But yes, Mary, which one of the three? Did you go closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or go away from the team?
For once, that's actually a really good question. I think I grew more into my image of myself.
stood up to a teacher about it.
Yeah, and I will say that I am not a freak because that's a goo monster. And I am a savior because I am good and would never eat Parliament.
No, why would you even consider that? And you'd be eating Tories. Like,
I mean, it might be a public service, but also gross.
yeah, just imagine the indigestion. Serenade, how are you feeling? Which of those three?
Yeah, I think I feel more like Mary does. I think I grew a bit into the image of myself because I got in a fight, and I think I would have won actually, but I lost control as well, and I saw clearly what I have to do and where I have to connect, and also I have this melody in my head now, and I need to deal with that, really. So I need to shift my labels. I will shift my danger up because that's who I am, right? I mean, hitting things, that's just my thing. I'm good at that. And trying to deny that led to the whole situation with the princess instead of just hitting her and just taking her out and let someone more qualified deal with her. No, now we had a dragon, and I'm sorry. And I will put my savior down because apparently I'm not that much of a savior.
God.
Not very good at it anyway, because I should have saved stupid diamond dust and just hit things, don't think so much.
What's there to save her from? She was a dragon. She was a dragon all along.
I punch her. No, I don't, but I want to. I really want to.
You did very well against a dragon.
Not so good against Holly.
Speaking of the princess,
I think I've grown closer to the team.
who made you feel welcome?
Well, Serenade, because she did come along and she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so I think what you need to do is, I have no idea. I think you need to be more. Yeah, actually, I think you need to think more. What would that be? Superior, but she's already pretty superior, so that's not it. I think she needs to have her savior up because she needs to consider other people.
Okay, and what's going down?
I think your mundane's going down. Come on, you're even less human than me.
Yes. Okay, I'm more than happy with that.
Yeah. So you clear condition or you mark potential?
I will clear afraid.
Cool.
You should always mark potential.
Okay, in which case then I'll mark potential.
You should always mark potential, like always.
Especially since you keep succeeding in your alien tech nonsense.
Yeah. Like the best way to get potential is to get it. Just get it. Whatever you can.
Okay.
I don't know how badly I need to do these moves, but I'm gonna grow away from the team and take away Holly's influence over me.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, unless she doesn't have. I think she does though.
Yeah, she does. So you can take that away.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just needed to do that, even though I probably won't appear with this character anytime soon.
Well, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see. November starts to
Got
go up.
me expelled. Well, not expelled. She got me expelled.
Well, Diamond Dust has some connections, so which I need to figure this out. Anyway, again, thanks very much.
Can I ask, is the debate going to go ahead next time, and is it going to be this giant dragon versus Mary?
I need to figure that out between now and next week, because it will be.
I came to ruin all your future plans, and now we will be leaving.
This is not what I expected. Like, I expected plans to be ruined. I didn't expect a dragon to. Okay, all right. I'll think about it. We'll see. We'll see how the debate goes. Oh, Ludo's gonna be. Ludo's gonna wander in here and like, what? Wait, what? What happened? Okay, all right. Again, thanks very much, folks. I always like to get on the record that every time that Players are great. Y'all are great. I'm going to end this broadcast because we've been going over. All right. Thanks very much again.